All right, let's get it. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, better understanding self, and giving praises to the Most High. So, in this video, y'all, I'm going over Jasmine Crockett. I'm going over a little bit of Officer Tatum, the New Jersey mayor, Raz Barack, I think his name was. But most importantly, I'm going to go over the Rodney Hinton situation where, shout out to Taylor Publishing TV, they saying that he wasn't even the actual driver of the car. So I'm going to go over a little bit of that. And I am going to show the clip of the officer pointing the rifle at the police officer, and he just gets arrested. Okay, but when Rodney Hinton's son was running away, they seen he was such a threat. So I'm gonna go over this. It's a good show, and I'm gonna open up the lines a little later. But I appreciate shout out to everybody who support the channel, donate to the channel. I gotta give it to Captain Private, Shabazz, Nikki P, everybody who donated to the channel, man, and looked out. It's very much appreciated. So first, let's get to this Jasmine Crockett, right? Now, if y'all been on my channel, I always say that both the left and the right, to me, they're just like puppets. I don't feel that they don't say or do anything that's really challenging the system at all. It's like they're still in the same. We're gonna be in the same position if we keep listening to them. But here's Jasmine Crockett and Tatum. He kind of gets on Jasmine Crockett, which she is a puppet. But check this out, and I'm gonna give my commentary on what she's saying. Let's get it.
Continue to talk out the side of her neck, and it's crazy because a lot of black people, not all, think that this woman is a pioneer and she should run for president one day. But she is absolutely, unequivocally the dumbest, most ignorant Congress member to ever serve. All you gotta do is listen to the film, roll it.
But hold on, before I let her talk, we gotta understand though that this lady is paid by the higher ups to, y'all know that I don't like to say his name on my channel because every time I say his name, they flag it. But she's a puppet. She's being pushed to say this stuff. And he know this. He just don't want to say it. Okay? They put y'all in position to talk about each other, but y'all don't talk about the people that's on top of you, that's making sure that you say all of this stuff. Now, that's my opinion, but let me let it roll.
They try to act like, oh, political violence, it's the Democrats and it's the liberals. And it's like, actually, I mean, I'm not going to say that like a left-leaning person cannot be violent, because that would be like crazy to say that somebody can't be. But baby, y'all got the white supremacists galore, okay? Like all of them. You got the Proud Boys, you got the neo-Nazis. You have people that literally should be classified as domestic terrorists, because a lot of times that is what they are doing. They're engaging in domestic terrorism. And guess what? They all align with your side.
Yeah.
Including the KKK. So like, I mean, this is who aligns with that. So like inherently in like who you are, y'all are violent. Like right. Y'all in most of your violence.
Look at Tatum looking. Now, Tatum say some stuff that makes sense. She'll say some stuff that makes sense, but the total ideology of them is they pushing for the system. At the end of the day, they're not pushing for their own community to get better and what we can do. They really pushing for the system.
It has to do with people that's got a little bit of melanin. But nevertheless, like y'all are a violent group of people. Like you attract violent actors, and like, I'm sorry, I know they tried to make Black Lives Matter out to be the most violent. What about Black Lives Matter? No.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter was ran by them people. She need to keep it real. That had nothing to do with us, bro.
No.
It didn't help us in no kind of way. That was a political agenda. Let it go.
All right. I don't know if somebody was trying to tell her in her ear that she need to get her ish together, but she is unequivocally losing her mind.
So let me get this straight. 69% of the people, I'm stuck on that number, I don't know, but 69% of the people going to vote are white. Of that, 48 and a half are males. So I don't know, my rough math is 33%. Let's go out and piss off 33% of the people that vote, and that's a smart strategy. And the people that agree with her. There are people that actually agree with her. And I think these, honestly, I think these people are more trouble than they're worth.
But you kind of say,
they try to act like, oh, political violence, it's the Democrats and it's the liberals. And it's like, actually, I mean, I'm not going to say that like a left-leaning person cannot be violent, because that would be like crazy to say that somebody can't be. But baby, y'all got the white supremacists galore, okay?
This is a result from people on the left setting Teslas on fire. There have literally been Tesla dealerships shot up. There have been people arrested for throwing Molotov cocktails at Tesla dealerships. The left is very capable and has actively, like recently, within the past couple of months, shown us how violent they will get about things they don't like politically. Like, we literally have just seen this, and she's going to just ignore that and act like, no, the left doesn't ever do anything politically violent, rather than shooting up dealerships, throwing Molotov cocktails, and, you know.
I just don't understand. Why would you claim either side? I just don't get it, bro. Why are we doing that? You know, it's just disheartening to see people fighting on sides they don't have no control over, that they know that it's other people that's controlling these parties. It's not us.
Setting Teslas on fire because we don't like what Elon does. No, we never do anything violent. It's not the left. We're too good for that. We're too moral. I said it before, it still astounds me how people... I don't understand how people are taking this serious. She's lying to people's faces, just flat out, just lying to their face. But I've noticed many Democratic politicians, they rely on ignorance. They rely on people's ignorance, and they use that ignorance to fearmonger people into continuing to vote for them. Anyone with half a brain could see this and be like, yeah, she's lying. We've literally just seen the left commit domestic terrorism against Tesla. But she's out here saying this. The left is more than capable of political violence, and we've been seeing it real time in the past couple months. Do not let this woman lie to you.
Jasmine Crocker's claims. She claimed at the end of her statement that Black Lives Matter wasn't the most violent. Let's go down. Let's look at the receipts. Let's look at the receipts. All right. Black Lives Matter protest damage. Total.
So he talking about, he going to go to the Black Lives Matter, you know, he going to skip over what she said, but both of y'all
insured are insured damage nationwide is $1.2 billion. Costliest civil unrest in U.S. history.
So what about the Black Wall Street? Why you ain't talking about when they tore down Black Wall Street? Okay, who was that? You talking about U.S. history. We talking about towns that was, you know, fluent, that was rich and thriving. He overlooked all of this like we ain't, you know, and they talking about Black Lives Matter.
That should be enough. Major cities with high damage. Minneapolis, St. Paul, $550 million in property damage. 1,500 locations affected. 3rd Precinct Police Station burned to the ground. Let's go to Kenosha, 50 million.
And that was, you know them people was involved in that. That ain't black people, bro. This is what I'm saying. They put this on black people, but they don't want to speak about it. Nothing about our towns and stuff being burnt down. You know, that has to be the biggest and the most damage that ever been done in history.
$1 million in damage. Unrest followed by police shooting of Jacob Blake, who was a nut. Washington, D.C., fire near the White House. Historical church damaged. Portland, Oregon, Chicago, New York, Seattle, damage from looting, arson, riots. But exact figures may vary. Additional facts, over 17,000 arrests nationwide and at least 25 deaths related to protests.
What if when uncertainty is high, heck, when chaos is high, it's actually the best?
But no, she said they acting like it's just the most deadly, it's just the most deadly ever. Ma'am, do I need to send you this document? You talking about 1.2 billion. This is the most costly civil unrest in American history.
That's a lie. He know this is a lie. See what I'm saying? FBA are counter racist. So we are dispassionate views toward both left and the right. I'm saying for him to say this is the most damage in history, it's like he's erasing everything that we've been through and saying that, the towns that been burned. That's crazy. Let me let him go there, and I'm gonna go to this.
Saying it because we feel like saying it. We're saying it because statistical data proves that we're right. Let's continue to go. KKK Foundation. She tried to say the KKK, y'all got all this on your side. Have you ever seen a KKK member? I've never in my life seen a KKK member. The most recent time I've seen a person wear a Ku Klux Klan hoodie was Kanye West. I ain't never seen a Klansman in my life. Proud Boys is not a racist organization. They're just not, whether you like them or not. The person that founded the Proud Boys is a black guy. You can say he's Dominican. He's a brown body, okay? He's a brown guy. He's not white. The Proud Boys came and supported a few events that I was at to do security to protect black people. So, and a lot of the people that's in Proud Boys are some Hispanic, some black. They're not just all white. So Jasmine Crockett is full of crap. Let's go to the foundation of the Democrat Party. Just in case you guys know, the Democrat Party, the KKK. Let's go when the KKK was started and established. Founded in 1865 in Tennessee, 6 former Confederate soldiers. Started as a social group, quickly became violent.
Dang, he started in your hood, Trail. Started in Tennessee.
Exactly what everything that the Democrats are doing. Suppress newly freed black Americans and stop Reconstruction. Okay? Political party affiliation. Initially aligned in 1800s, 1860 to 1870, aligned with Southern Democrats, opposed Republicans who were leading Reconstruction and civil rights. Use violence, intimidation, or intimidating black voters and Republican supporters. The Ku Klux Klan aligned with the Democrats to do all the stuff that they claimed the Republicans were doing. These are facts. Come look them up. The Second Klan, 1915 to 1940, refounded in Georgia, the new birth of a nation, expanded targeting immigrants, Catholics, and Jews. Still had strong ties to the Southern Democrats, especially in the South. Some influence in the North with members in both parties. Obviously, primarily the Democrat Party. Okay. The modern Klan, no party affiliation. Considered right-wing extremists, small, fragmented group with limited political influence.
He's not bringing up none of the towns that got burnt down or anything. He don't even mention that.
So, Jasmine, I'll send you this document so you can be educated, you idiot.
So his thing is to just go at, back and forth, Democrat, Republican. It's crazy. Tennessee, Mississippi have more Democrat governors than Republicans. Yeah, but I think they're both there to do a common goal. Just like your boy Wells, he said that he was exposing the CIA and he was saying that the CIA had ties into the Bloods and the Crips. We understand that two-side strategy and having control over both of them. We know how they rock, man, with COINTELPRO and all of this. These guys is very educated with it. But they want us to believe that, it's no control, it's just two different sides that is just going at it with each other. But check this out. Then I'm gonna get into Rodney Hinton. It's big news with him. Shout out to Tracy for putting that up for me. But check this out. New Jersey Mayor Doge, you told me about this yesterday. Look how they protecting the New Jersey mayor, bro. Look how they standing in front of him and if they fought like this for the American people, bro, for real, bro, the country will be a great place. Hinton is not FBA. Dang. Don't get in the Hinton. Salute to everybody tapping in on. Is this a staged event? Like, I'm starting to think, man, these politicians is doing more acting than working in the office, man. We're gonna get into Hinton after this. It's a stage out here. Look at everybody with cameras though. So I don't know if I even. It just don't be seeming right to me. It's just my opinion, man. Take they into jail. I mean, just see how they fighting for this man to not get arrested. It's like, but if they put that much effort into doing their job for real, we'll be. Now, y'all been talking about this dude ain't FBA. I want to know, like, I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. But your boy published Taylor Publishing. He just went and said that he wasn't even a driver, but y'all keep going into the chat saying that the man was not FBA. Hinton ain't FBA. Was a revolutionary Asada Ross. Check this out though. What Taylor Publishing said about Hinton.
Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And we're going to skip the preliminaries, this videos, and get right into the proceedings. An eyewitness has come forth to confirm what I told you earlier this week, that Rodney Hinton was not the driver of the vehicle that killed the deputy in Cincinnati, Ohio. I want y'all to take a look at this right here. This is a Facebook post, and you see LaShawn Hankerson, and she is the eyewitness who saw it. You see her reply, "I promise to God I made a post, and everything. The man was unconscious in the passenger seat, and it was an older lady driving. They kept asking who the driver was. She kept hysterically crying and falling out like she was in shock. She did that. They are trying to do that man in. I literally tried to get him out the car. He was stuck and not clean out, airbags out and all." And I'm going to show you another couple of posts from that same Facebook thread. Now, remember last week I told you that I received some inside information from a couple of sources that said there was a lady driving that vehicle that killed the deputy in Cincinnati after Rodney Hinton Jr. left the police department. Now, this post also pokes holes in the DA's, the police, the sheriff's theory in their timeline that they released to the public after indicting him on the charges and saying that they were going to seek the death penalty for our young brother. Now, after LaShawn made this post, the girl asked her, "Look, why don't you go down there and tell them what you saw?" And this is her response. "No love, Tila. If they aren't using cameras for evidence, they sure TF aren't going to listen to a black woman with a record. It was several of us right there that witnessed this ish. They didn't even care about the dude in the car. Me and one other lady was trying to help him. They didn't care about the black dude, only the officer." And again, I'm going to show you her original post. But remember, this happened supposedly by the University of Cincinnati during graduation time, whatever. And she made a valid point. If all of this happened Where are the cameras? Where are the stoplight cameras? Where are the cameras from the associated business or the business in close proximity? Where are the satellite cameras? All of these times that we see accidents and people running from the police and accidents at traffic stops and people running people over, there's always video footage. Why is there no video footage of this accident? Like, there is no coverage even after the accident. You know, when the ambulances are out there, only thing they are showing you is that still picture of the car and the crash. They are no showing you no ambulance footage, no getting people out of the cars. Think about it. This makes what my information given me totally true. Because once again, why are they not showing anything but a narrative?
So Taylor Publishing is saying that, look, he wasn't even a driver. But where's the footage of Angie Stone? Right. Do you know when that dude shot that dude, when he shot that healthcare up there in New York, it was footage. They put the footage out like the next day. They don't put footage of black people out for some reason, or they'll wait for a while and then put it out, but it's not the same.
This is the original post that the young lady put up. Now, I think this has since been taken down. She said, I was literally right there with my effing kids in the car, I assume, with me. I got out to help once I seen I could not do anything. I started crying, and this other lady was praying and grabbed my arm and wrist, and we both started praying while looking at the sheriff, and it was an old lady driving, not no dude. They are lying. This is sad. Now, this is her sharing the post of, you know, that news post that highlighted the crash. Look at that. That's all we have seen. Now, mind you, this is probably from a video. This still shot is in the air. So this is probably from a video, a stop camera light, a satellite video. So why are they not, we have to ask ourselves, why are they not showing us any video proof of the accident? Now, she also corroborates. The other day, I think it was yesterday, I showed the video where the young brother, Rodney Hinton Jr., was walking into the police station. You see him getting out of the car. He's in a hospital gown. He's blurry. He's incoherent. He literally tells the officers, where am I? Where?
So you think the post, they may have put that post up like fraudulently or something? That could be to push it his way.
Where am I? And he's currently charged with something that he was literally a passenger in the car. Now, also, this collaborates, or this proves that what they are saying in their newly released timeline, that they are lying, because it contradicts what they're saying, that what they've said at the beginning of the whole ordeal. Now, you remember the beginning? They told us that Rodney Hinton went to the police department. He watched the video. He got upset and left the building, and no one ever saw him until they got word of the crash. Now go back and watch the original.
So y'all feel like he did that. Y'all feel like Rodney Hinton did that. Mickey Jones, what's up? Man, we missed you yesterday. They was all in the chat. I know you would have been knocked them out. But y'all trying to say y'all really feel like Hinton. Now I want to hear what y'all got to say. Well, Hinton ain't FDA and he all of this, but check this out. I put this on my shorts, right? This what happened to a man, right? He points a rifle at them people. Explain this. Now explain how this man got arrested safely. Check this out.
The Washington AR-15 on the highway patrol.
A driver pulled over for speeding pointed a rifle at a highway patrol officer yesterday. CHP says it happened just north of Reading on I-5. An officer stopped a vehicle on the Mountain Gate off-ramp. The driver, they say, got out of the car, pointed the AR-style assault rifle toward the officer. Officials say the suspect re-entered his vehicle and then they started pursuit. Vehicle continued southbound, driving at varying speeds before exiting the freeway at Oasis, continuing for about 2 miles west before stopping near Vigil Court. The suspect taken into custody, booked into Shasta County Jail.
What? Now, what the heck, bro? She put I was busy last night. Oh, you good, you good. But did y'all see how the officer but my point is, how did this camera guy, you know what I mean? Like, I think they wanted us to see that. Like, how did this camera guy just sit right there and have a police? That seemed a little sketchy to me too, but obviously we see the guy with the gun and nothing happened to him. He got arrested safely. But that's what they want us to believe, that their life wasn't in danger. But when it comes to us, we know if that would have been a black person, bro, they would have fired 100 shots at him. But if we look at the case with Rodney Hinton's son, it was just, he was running. So a lot of people upset at this video just dropped. This happened a couple days ago, but ain't no way. I'm gonna play it again. Ain't no way. Look at this.
Upon AR-15 on the highway patrol.
He says it before the guy.
A driver pulled over for speeding pointed a rifle at a highway patrol officer yesterday. CHP says it happened just north of Reading on I-5.
Listen to the guy say it though. Look.
Washington AR-15 on the highway. Washington AR-15 on the highway patrol.
A driver pulled over for speeding pointed a rifle at a highway patrol officer yesterday. CHP says it happened just north of Reading on I-5. An officer stopped a vehicle on the Mountain Gate off-ramp. The driver, they say, got out of the car, pointed the AR-style assault rifle toward the officer. Officials say the suspect re-entered his vehicle and then they started pursuit. Vehicle continued southbound, driving at varying speeds before exiting the freeway at Oasis, continuing for about 2 miles west before stopping near Vigil Court. The suspect taken into custody, booked into Shasta County Jail.
Now, you know, white people feel like they above the law. Mike Brown in the bodega video, stealing cigars, fake video out, focus, don't trust it. Yeah, it's probably a cop too, you figuring, huh? That makes sense. But it happened a couple days later, I guess, to show us that, look, man, that black people is definitely gonna get shot if they got a gun, but you know, a white person is not. I think that narrative, I mean, we believe it, but it's right there. But I wanted, y'all keep saying Mike Hinton is not an FBA. Like, what is he? What happened? Trev said it. We got Dode saying it. Where did y'all get this information from? I'm gonna have the Mike Brown was from Ferguson Riots. Got you. Ferguson Riots. Okay. But I want to know, how did you feel like he wasn't FBA? Because we've been getting a lot of people say that. But I'm gonna go over this woman here, man, for what she said. Check this out.
Quite expired of a way of thinking about it.
That's a good way to describe it. But like politics in general, like
What's
working
good?
in a law firm, like I was just like, I can't do this.
Like internal politics.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So then you're like, I'm going to go into real politics.
Yeah, I guess.
So you didn't always want to run for elected office?
No. But my first race.
Check this out. I put it a little bit too far up. She said that she wasn't good in politics.
I won't say that they were necessarily super hyper politically engaged, but they were always voters and that kind of stuff. But they didn't see me as a politician, nor did I. I'm actually terrible at politics.
Honestly, I think maybe you're terrible at the politics that we maybe.
So she explaining how they put her in office for a reason. She ain't but she's FBA, but they put her in there to have a certain kind of, to attract the women, kind of like how Kamala Harris
You thought about it as it was in the 90s or the 2000s and the 2010s, but I think that we're seeing that that's actually quite expired of a way of thinking about it.
That's a good way to describe it. But like politics in general, like working in a law firm, like I was just like, I can't do this.
Like internal politics.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So then you're like, I'm going to go into real politics.
Yeah, I guess.
So you didn't always want to run for elected office?
No. But my first race was the only one that I lost, and I was 28.
And hopefully forever.
I don't know. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and it took me going through that experience for me to be able to be prepared for the next one. And I said I would never run for office again. So my very first race, I ran for a district attorney at the tender age of 28. And it was in East Texas.
Well, you're older than Big Balls. And he's destroying the whole government. So
absolutely.
I think you could have handled it.
Yeah, I could have. And I would have been a great prosecutor. But clearly it's just not what God had in store.
Yeah, you would have been a great prosecutor. You would have been prosecuting people. That seems like she seems like a prosecutor to me.
But going through the process, learning how to campaign, learning how to raise money, learning how to organize and pull people together, that is what I got out of that. And so 10 years later, because I said I was never doing it again, 10 years later is when I ran for office again, and I was successful. I overcame being outspent 5-1. I overcame being out endorsed. I mean, everybody endorsed against me, it felt like, and I won. And here it was, I won the closest race in the entire state of Texas to get to the state house, only winning by 90 votes. And so I was a thank you Lottie into the class. And soon thereafter, not even after, a full term, here it was, I was being called up by my predecessor to run on the federal level.
How does your faith?
She said she was called up by her predecessor. So that's letting us know she was selected, not elected, bro. She was not selected. No, she was selected, not elected. I need to turn that off. They keep hitting me in there. But let me let her go.
Play into, what you're doing in office, or even your motivation to run, because you said it happens for a reason.
Well, first of all, you got to have a lot of faith. You got to have something.
Yeah.
Especially in these times.
Well, not everyone. They don't know.
Yeah.
You got something else. You got to have an ego. Ego or faith.
But ego doesn't necessarily get you anywhere. It doesn't necessarily get you to the point that you can make other people believe in your work, because ego is about you, right?
I guess it depends what a good con artist you are, as we've seen.
That's true too. That's true too.
What you
definitely. I think that, and actually what he is he is a predator as far as I'm concerned. He has predatory kind of ways. He goes out and he taunts people and he bullies people, and he makes people feel like, you know what, that's what it took for him to get his name on all the buildings. Like it took being this kind of, he's a shrewd businessman is the way that people have characterized him. And I'm like, no, he's just a loser businessman. And I don't know what kind of businesses he done ran successfully. You can be a businessman and be unsuccessful, and he is the poster child for it. I mean, we are on our 7th bankruptcy, and it's the bankruptcy of the United States.
Who could have seen it coming?
I try to tell people, especially Democrats, not to beat up on themselves too bad.
No, we're going to do that in a second. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you do the beating.
Fine.
Then, but I say that
she see herself as Democrat first, then she see herself as like black. In my opinion, she don't even speak up on our issues really.
About my faith, it grounds me when I am trying to understand why I am going through certain things. I am encouraged to kind of just be still and to sit back and to watch and really wait on God to kind of like show me, like, this is why you had to go through this, right? So I truly believe that the work that I'm doing is purposeful. And again, it ain't nothing that I ever wanted to do. But I always tell people that it's been God that put me on this journey. Every step of the way, when I look back, it's always that 2020 vision when I'm like, now, why did I have to go to Texarkana of all places, right? Like when I'm going through all those, I can see like.
Now, I'm going to show y'all why she was selected, right? it was a woman just like her. And let me know if it fits the same characteristics, right? I'm finna pull it up right now. The first black woman Congress. Now, all of the things match in Texas, right? In Texas. Check this out. Barbara Jordan, right? Now, Barbara Jordan, I'm finna pull this up for y'all real quick so y'all can see. It's like a direct duplicate of this lady. Check this out. I'm finna show y'all this. So Barbara Jordan is to the T, right? They like the same. Barbara Jordan was a number one. She's in the same sorority that. Let me look at it. She's in the same sorority that she was in. Let's pull her up. So look, y'all see this. So Jasmine Crockett, right? Barbara Jordan was in the same sorority, the Deltas, as Jasmine Crockett. They in Texas. Barbara Jordan was like not into, like, didn't have a man, wasn't never, a boyfriend. We didn't never know of that. Jasmine Crockett is like the same thing. It's like they pushing single womanhood. Like nothing with family. You would think like what's going on? But all I'm saying is they fit the same kind of image of person. It's like they put these people in the office that fit a certain type of agenda. Okay, it's like you can't have a man, you gotta be a Delta, okay, you gotta be a Democrat. It's like this lady was on the same thing. Now, that's just what I picked up on, but anybody in the Deltas, I feel like they working for the people. But it's the same people that they use, and they got the same agenda pretty much. I'm gonna go back to what she was saying, but she's a carbon copy of what they produce out here. Let me let her finish.
How it benefited me so much in where I am. And what's so funny is that I'm like, listen, especially when I talk to kids, I'm like, half my life has already passed me by. The work that I'm doing is for you and your generations. And people look at me and think I'm young, so they just be like, "She young," and I'm like, "No, I'm not."
I remember when I first Googled how old. Like, I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, no, I'm not young, but in congressional years, congressional
like,
years, I am.
I think we talk about age a lot, and we talk about, and especially within the party. And I think people talk about age as some sort of like proxy for what they really mean is like old school thinking.
Yes.
And like lack of originality. Yes. But Bernie Sanders is doing laps around the party. So
I keep telling people, because I think there is a perception, because I'm in the younger wing in a number of ways by being a newer member as well as a younger member when we talk about my chronological age. I think that there is this idea that there's like this kind of clash. And I remember when we were dealing with the issues that we had with the Senate and everything. I'm not going to recap that. But when the House Democrats did our part and the Senate Democrats didn't necessarily follow our lead, I remember doing a live, and I did this live with Rosa DeLauro. And Rosa DeLauro is like a G. I mean, she's like an OG, right? Like, and if you want to know anything about appropriation, she's going to tell you where every dollar and dime and cent has like been spent, right? And she can teach you and educate you. And when we came in as freshmen, she took it upon herself as the ranking member of appropriations to sit us down as freshmen to make sure that our districts did not lack, because we were just getting there. And it's a very complicated and fast moving situation. And so like, people were like, this isn't the collab that I knew that I needed, right? And
now she's speaking on collabs, right? Look at this. This is what's showing y'all. This is how it's proof that this lady was selected. Check this out. This is her. This is her at the rally, right? This is what they claim. This they gang. Now they got future women coming up. No, thank you. Now these probably all of the new. These are all of the new people that's in the Delta that they have, doing certain things. But hold on, let me show you how they. This is gang activity, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like this is actually. Let's read the article. So 3,000 members of the Delta Sigma Theta. Okay, she probably got high rank, high gang rank in this group. So she get to, he put gang, divine 9. So she got, she got rank. This is who they choose. Bro, every black person that's in the political position, they repping some type of divine 9 gang. You can't find one. You can't find one. And they keep choosing these women from these gangs. You ain't getting selected unless you've been through this process, bro. They ain't finna get no regular woman, and think that she gonna come through and you gonna be able to just be a president or come through like this. But she ain't gonna never really speak on that. She gonna always speak on, act like she just got it out the mud. That's what I don't like when they do that. They be acting like, oh no, I'm just, I worked my way for this. Stop it.
And the thing is, it's like, no, Rosa has always been someone who was willing to teach and educate. And she's always also been like one of those champions that's like, hey, kiddo, get out there and get on social media and tell them this and that. And so she's great at that. And I remember during election season, I did this sit down interview and it was done by BET. It was envisioned by BET. And it was like Black women through the generations. But you saw myself representing the youngest generation of Congress. And then you had Maxine Waters representing the most seasoned generation. And then you had Joyce Beatty that was kind of squished between us. And so there's so many of these amazing champions that I consistently talk to, learn from, and I am always encouraging younger members or newer members to tap into that, because one day we won't have them to tap into, and there's always so much value. So I appreciate that, like, the reality of my existence is really not one that is as clashy as the outward kind of world may think about me and my existence within the party. Now,
I don't think people think that you clash with the party. I think really your reputation is very much clashing with the other party. Like,
oh yeah, baby. No, yeah.
Which
yeah.
But all I'm saying is she's divine 9, she banging. We can't trust nobody. We can't trust nobody who banging like that. In the divine 9. That Black Greek stuff, it ain't where it's at. And they try to hide it, but these are the people that they give these people access to be at the table. Let's see what Miss Mickey put. Smart, self-assured, worthy, intuitive Black woman don't enter the divine 9, so you won't get that in politics. Exactly. They're gonna keep them, like old girl. Shout out to her, man. Dang, I forgot her name. She died in a plane accident. Soon as when she died, I gotta salute her. Who died in plane accident? We got her because she was Black lawyer from Stanford. I gotta give her a shot because she was yes, Kia Duggins. Kia Duggins was that girl. So check this out. Kia Duggins was actually she was literally the opposite of Jasmine Crockett. Okay. I would play a video of her, but check this out. Any short videos on Kia Duggins? No, they don't got it. Check out Kia Duggins. The research indicate that Kia Duggins, a black civil rights attorney from Miss Kansas, where's she from? Miss Kansas contestant, was among the fatalities in a recent plane crash near Washington. D.C. Duggins was also a Harvard Law School graduate and a soon-to-be professor at Howard University. Mentioned that Aaliyah, a popular singer. We ain't getting into that. But I want to get to Kia Duggins, like the difference between her. The difference between her and old girl. Hey, now they done took this page down, right? But she was actually fighting the system, and really trying to do something. She wasn't like Jasmine Crockett. Check this out. Kia Duggins, 21, a civil rights attorney, fighting for her people, Kansas native and beloved Harvard law student, law school graduate, was among those who died Wednesday in the car crash. But I want to show y'all like what she was about. That we know that they took her out because she was like one of the leaders. The Harvard Black Law Students Associated posted in the Instagram, no, they need to show me actually like what she was doing. But she was fighting against police brutality and a lot of the stuff that the police was doing, the practices. She got a video where she was talking about that. But this was the real, after she died, that's when we seen like Jasmine Crockett just start coming out. Because I feel that it wouldn't have been the same with them. I think we would have been like, nah, this one's real right here. I don't know what you got going on. But salute to Kia Duggins, man. She was definitely the real deal. You put Judge Joe as a bootlicker as well. Not a trustworthy Negro. Nah, man. But this woman was she was it though. Kia Duggins. And you know what's crazy? This lady, she ain't say nothing. Obama's wife, Michelle Obama, didn't say nothing when she passed, knowing the accomplishments that this lady had. She didn't say nothing, condolences to her, or nothing of that. And I just feel like she was a real black stand-up leader. She was on her way to Washington when the Black Hawk lost control and crashed into her plane. This is what I'm saying. She was really spitting that real. I'm finna play y'all a video of her real quick, just so y'all can really understand that the difference between her and what this lady speaking and what Kia Duggins was talking about. It was like they two totally different women. But I like about Kia Duggins is she wasn't in no Divine Nine. Check this out.
Challenging curricula according to the
Check this out. Y'all see the difference in what she trying to preach for her people and get, you know, she was into putting pressure on the police department. What person do you hear a politician on the right or the left talk about this? They don't talk about this because they can't. They're prevented to talk about the stuff that creates that poverty and the business that poverty creates. Poverty creates access to other people to be able to get access to that money and not the people that's in poverty. And she already knew this. Neither, but we do have black people that are in a Hispanic country, and we got indigenous people that are black. So it is sometimes she's probably understanding that it's black people in both, and and those are the people that she's talking about because she said people of color. So I think that she was just before her time. Let me let her cook. I think she's talking about black people specifically in different, if you black and Hispanic or if you indigenous black, in my opinion. So just to see how she talking, we don't hear nobody talking like that, talking about the reasons for poverty. But now, check this out. Then we got people, I'm finna show y'all this. Then we got people, right, that'll get on here and they'll talk about our impoverished communities, not in a way that's gonna help. They're gonna talk about them in a way like ghetto, or you know what I'm saying. Check this out. I had this video of this guy. Where is he at? Here you go. Check
the video we're about to get into today is the perfect example of why I continue to say this is not a quote unquote black thing, but instead it is a cultural thing. And unfortunately, most black folk have bought into this idea that to be black means to be given over to this ghetto culture, right? It's as simple as that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this young lady explain herself.
Now this guy gets on and he only talks about, see, when you talk about the ghetto and poverty and you don't understand how it benefits people, you just need to shut up, bro. You don't need to be talking about the hood and the ghettos if you don't understand the financial situation that it benefits people. I don't like when people do that. Stop talking about the hood. The hood makes people billions of dollars. Like, you speak on it and trying to talk about people and talk about the hood without understanding the financial gain that's at play.
And then we're going to break this down at a subatomic molecular level. But she's going to do it justice in and of itself. So let's go ahead and give her the floor. Let's get into it.
You know what? Nobody really talk about the culture shock you experience when you move away from the DMV, move from PG, DC, Charles County, even probably Montgomery County, and move to like a different state. Nobody talks about the culture shock. I think the only place that could probably be a little comparable, that could be the most comparable to growing up in the DMV area is probably Atlanta.
Right.
Because, we grow up around Black success, Black wealth, big homes that's owned by Black people. All the professionals around us are Black. Our doctors, our dentists, our teachers, our coaches, everybody, the students, everyone. And then majority of us go to HBCUs as well.
Hey, Dad. I don't need
So
you to be
think
perfect. I don't
talking
need you
about
to be
the hood
superhero. I know
makes
you don't
them
have
like
it all figured
better or something. You let her go.
Nobody talks about the culture shock that you experience when you move away from the area. I moved to San Antonio, Texas after I finished basic training for the military. Y'all, I never experienced such a culture shock in my life. And then also when you move out of the state and then you get around like other Black people, right? And you just like, damn, you don't know, you never experienced growing up like that. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just like a culture shock to me. Like, of course it's not your.
You know what was most heartbreaking when I first saw this video is,
listen to this dude here.
It's like her world, which is, I believe, supposed to be the norm, right? Like, who's to say what is normal, what's not? But I believe, having a stable household, likely having more mothers and fathers in the house. Hopefully, that's my assumption. Folks who live in the DMV area, y'all can let me know if it's just as ghetto ratchet, et cetera, as everywhere else. I know places like Baltimore, Maryland, places like, the hoods in DC, et cetera, can be quite rough. But, when you get into, let's say, middle class suburbs, et cetera, that sort of lifestyle, right? Having a family that is doing quite well for themselves, owns a home of some sorts, owns some sort of property, mother, father, or maybe there was a divorce in the family as opposed to just baby mamas and baby daddies. Like that is supposed to be the norm, right? Like an old Chris Rock stand-up. He said, you know, the difference between black people and ninjas is ninjas always want some credit for something they supposed to do. You understand me? Is like,
see, now this guy is from another place. He's not American. He's from another place, came to America and was able to, you know what I'm saying? You know, get some work, get some jobs and stuff like that. But these people, it's poverty everywhere. Why don't he talk about the poverty in his country, where you came from? Like they get over here and they talking about American poverty in the hood. Oh, this culture, bro. It's culture. It's poverty everywhere. It's poverty where you came from. Listen to this.
I take care of my kids, mother. You're supposed to. Like you want credit for paying your bills, for not going to jail, for taking care of your kids. You're supposed to, basically. So it's like, you know, she's trying to express how she's going into these new environments where other black folk are. And she's like, wait a minute, y'all don't. Wait, what? Huh? What is? And it's interesting to hear that dynamic, especially probably from the quote unquote outside, and to think to yourself, oh, there's black folk thinking this. Yeah, there's black folk thinking the exact same way. That's why most black folk who make money, and I'm not talking about just athletes, right? I'm talking about the plumbers. I'm talking about the electricians. I'm talking about those who work for the garbage collection agency or waste agency. When they get some real money, the truckers, etc., they get some real money, they will move the hell up out of there. They get their corporate job. They move out of those neighborhoods as fast.
What is you saying? He sound like a bozo, bruh. Like you is trying to act like it ain't no hoods everywhere. You moved out. Listen, he moved from where he was from to America. So what is you talking about? Like, I just don't like when people come out here and they want to talk about the black community, bro. Like, you don't have no right to even speak on us, bro. You ain't trying to help it. You ain't doing nothing positive for the community and trying to instill no type of financial literacy like Kia Duggins was trying to do. They got to shut up, bro.
Fast as they can because they don't want to be involved in what that culture produces. There are many who are born in it but are not of it, and they don't want to be in that nonsense either. So it's interesting here from this chick who is in the U.S. Army, you know, explaining her experience, but I'm gonna let her finish.
Your fault or their fault, anything like that, but it's just like, it's a shock. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in, you know, black suburbia, big homes, huge homes around me. And I know that every single one of them homes are black owned, black businesses. My doctor's black, my dentist's black.
And they try to pretend like this doesn't exist, right? Oh, well, you know, they destroyed our community. They took this away. They did that. They did this. They did that. No, there's still thriving pockets because there's people who still making better decisions for themselves. That's the difference. What decisions did you make? It's like out of Jim Crow. Some said, I'm ready to build. I'm ready to own. I'm ready to prioritize family. And others said, you know, I'm going to rebel. The system screwed me, so I'm going to continue to protest for the rest of my life. Or essentially, I'm going to do nothing at all. I'm going to continue to blame and be a victim of the circumstances that I essentially came out of. That's a choice. You know, some people chose even right out of slavery and became successful. And no matter how much they, you know, they were torn down, broken down, others attacked them, whatever it was, they still were resilient enough to focus on the mission ahead of them. But now in today's day and age, when it's easier than ever to become successful and wealthy.
See, these guys are too scared to point at the real boogeyman. They soft as tissue paper. They don't stand on no kind of business. They'll rather point at low-hanging fruit. They'll rather say, oh, it's the hood. But you see what Kia Duggins did? She's saying, I can understand the financial situation that poverty makes for the community. And people benefit off that. That's why they throw these sexy reds and they put these planks in our face. If you don't want to attack the people who really running this, you are I don't even want to hear from you, bro. Like, what is you saying? You can't say anything because you're not really pointing at the real people that's in power. You know, if you go slip and fall and in any of these big establishment, you ain't blaming the co-workers. You finna go sue the big company. You finna go sue them and say, look, I want my money. You ain't gonna be talking about the employees. So this is what I'm saying, bro. I can't stand people when they get on and they try to talk about our people, and you move from a place, you come over here and you want to talk down about our community without pointing at the right people. Point at the right people. Talk about the right people that's running it. Talk about these ownerships of people who own stuff. Don't get on here and try to bash out and try to talk about bad about our people that's lost.
For all people, for all able-bodied and able-minded people, it has never been easier. It's never been easier to be distracted, but it's also never been easier to become successful. But yet here we have the most complaining, the most victimhood mindset, people who are crying, woe is me, the white man, the system. Guess what? Sis over here, she's traveling the rest of the country thinking, what the hell is going on here? Which is the exact same thing we should all be thinking. We should be thinking, no, it's not supposed to be like this. Instead of you take those, folks in San Antonio that she saw, because I got family all up and down Texas. So I have those who live in majoritively Black, neighborhoods. And it's the same thing she's explaining. It's private schools for the kids. It's the kids that take care of. They got the big wheel, big whatever it is, AMGs, and they can afford them. Business owners, this, that, and the third. Auntie owning this business, other auntie owning this business, right? These are my dad's sisters and brothers, etc., living in the South. That's the way that they're living. I just happen to grow up in the Bay Area, so depending on where you are, it's like it's melting pots, and all types of people are in there. All sorts of different people, but there's not a huge concentration of like Black folk here, etc. Oakland ain't what Oakland.
Like, why you ain't just talking about the Black success, dude? Why is you making all of this about the low-hanging fruit? If you seeing all of this success, what makes you want to be talking about poverty? Because he know this is what his white supremacy want to hear. They want to hear stuff like this. He gonna be able to get some money, just like the Hodge twins. They don't point at the real person. They just want to point at Black people. Poor Black
used to be. Thankfully, honestly, you can feel however you want about that, but we would hope that a place becomes safer and more enriched. But anyway, this is so powerful. The way she's delivering it is just so earnest. Like,
right?
What's going on here? I've never seen that before.
I'm gonna turn them off, Mickey. You right, because I'm just getting more and more hot. It's just these the type of people, they come over here, y'all, and they be the voice talking about us. And like, bro, what made y'all feel that y'all can speak on the hood? You come from a third world country. That stuff is horrible. Like, now you get over here and you feel like, you know what I'm saying? You got a good job working for the man and you feel like that. But it's crazy. You're trying to downplay us, bro. When you could be talking about the people where you from. You could be talking about the same kind of setup that's where you at. But nah, you want to go over here and you want to do the man job. But anti-Black racism is very lucrative, for real. Not speaking on the real issues, the real financial issues that keep them in poverty, so people can keep benefiting off of it. They'll never speak like that. Trying to stay safe. They just want to be safe and good here. But yeah, man, that got me hot, bro. I don't like that, bro. Like, watch your mouth. We don't be speaking on y'all. We don't be speaking on y'all impoverished communities out there and be talking about other countries and how poor they are. We don't be saying that. Like, oh man, you don't never hear Black people talking about that. But this is what we got to go through. This is why they took out Kill Duggins, and anybody that's speaking that real financial structure power, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear us talking about it. They don't want to hear us talking about the reparations for stuff that we owe, because they get mad. They don't want us to be on the same playing level. They know that the hood got a lot of influence, and if we fix the hood up, these people will have to come here and be poor. They'll have to come here and be, it'll be a whole nother level. It's much easier for them to come over here now while they got this poor stuff going on. But if our communities was running like it was in Black Wall Street, man, they'll be janitors. they'll be doing, they'll be maids and stuff. They'll be like have, peanut jobs. Right. It's easy to ridicule without solution, bro. For real. For real. So do you still think all of them black people are FBA? What black people that speak like him? No, I think FBA is a code too, bro. It's like, I don't feel like, not even a code. I feel like if you ain't speaking on your lineage of people right, you should be revoked. You don't have that card anymore. Like, I don't care, like, whatever you speak, you got to be speaking that, you got to be certified, bro. Because we got people that's probably from the lineage, but they speak like they're part of the system. Some of them is anchors, but yeah, we see that a lot with like I'm gonna show y'all with the they talked about the black communities, and me and Trev had a talk about this too. Trev sent me this video, right? And we was talking about, the black community. Check this out. So we was talking about the black community, right? And Trev was like, yeah, bro, when I lived in the black community, it was so bad that I wanted to get up out of there. But I told him my experience in my community, bro, it was people that was, it was black people, but they was together. They helped each other. They started businesses together. It wasn't no, we ain't have, I don't know of anybody like trying to hurt each other in my community right now. Outside my community, it was a lot of that, but my community, it wasn't nobody really fighting or hurting each other. It was all people trying to strive. And he was like, dang, I ain't never heard that before. So check this narrative out, what they trying to say about.
Tell you this as plainly as possible. I don't want to live around black people. I just don't.
And if you call it out, you're labeled a racist. The reality is this. Black people don't want to live around black people. I don't want to live around a bunch of black people. I move to neighborhoods where it's majority white because I know I'm safe.
These very same black people who are well.
Y'all hear this? This is what.
Who have resources, who could improve the inner city communities, who could improve black communities, don't live nowhere near. They don't invest in. They don't bank with. They don't raise kids near. They don't school at. Nowhere near where there's a place that's predominantly black.
Now, they not speaking, like, they not going to speak on our successful black areas. They're going to want to talk about, the roughest areas that they control, the Democratic Party control, and they, control it with policies and stuff like that, keeping them poor. Because it's a lot of money, bro, when you got people that are uneducated and poor. They make a lot of money off of our neighborhoods like that. Get them whatever kind of interest rates. They're going to pay a 40% interest rate. They'll sign up for it. So they understand the money behind it. But you're right, Mickey. FBA don't talk down on poor, gangs, or single baby mothers. Know that. It's always a tethered scumbag. For real. Those the ones that's going to talk down on our communities. They ain't trying to fix them. They ain't trying to point at the real cause of it. It's like you think people just want to be poor. You know these people got control over it.
You need to stop what you're doing right now. Either right.
Let me want
Tatum. The first story I want to talk about today is related to Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit on the Piers Morgan show. And he said, like I said, sometimes him and I disagree on things. I think that when it comes to the way men should project themselves, or not project themselves, but men should conduct themselves in relationships with women and in relations to women, I think that him and I disagree fundamentally on a few different things. But I think a lot of other things that Myron says, I think that him and I agree on. And this is a topic in part that I agree with Myron on, because nobody wants to be real. Nobody wants to be authentic when it comes to the ailments that occur in the inner cities of the black community. And also people don't want to be genuine about their fake social justice acumen when it comes to saying, I care about black people, I care about black issues, the white man is bad, gentrification, but yet these very same black people who who are wealthy, who have resources, who could improve the inner city communities, who could improve black communities, don't live nowhere near. They don't invest in, they don't bank with, they don't raise kids near, they don't school at, nowhere near where there's a place that's predominantly black. And you have to ask yourself the question as to why don't they do it? You can get mad at white people for not doing it, but why doesn't the success?
You know why they don't do it? Because they don't want them doing it. It's people making too much money off of the hood.
Successful billionaire black people have real estate investment or even live in any of these cities that are primarily black.
You gotta count.
And you can't use Atlanta because that's like the only city that have major black communities. Maybe Baltimore or one. But the rest of the entire United States of America, you don't see this trend. And I'm going to prove to you. I'm going to let Myron talk, then I'm going to prove to you with facts. Because I got Michael Jordan, I got LeBron James, I got Tiger Woods. I got
talk about everybody that's in the Divine Nine. Yes, the Divine Nine don't do that. They going to live by each other. You talking about Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods. These people is part of the system, bro. Like you is. You a part of the system.
Serena Williams, I got Floyd Mayweather, I got, we just started with them. These are the richest black people that you know of. We ain't talking about Jay-Z. We're not gonna talk about these other people because they're in lockstep with what I'm saying. And you will be shocked at where they live and how many black people live there.
To respond to that is this: political correctness, liberalism, and making sure that we are politically correct and don't use certain words to offend people is precisely why we're in the situation that we're in. For decades, we've had to literally tiptoe around saying certain things around certain people while the other group of people.
They just started paying him. He just started getting money with white people. You could tell he's fresh and he's saying the same thing they saying, never pointing at the real.
Has been able to have impunity and be able to be as racist as they want to be, as violent as they want to be, without any type of consequence. And if you call it out, you're labeled a racist. The reality is this: black people don't want to live around black people. I don't want to live around a bunch of black people. I moved to neighborhoods where it's majority white because I know I'm safe. Now, this is uncomfortable reality that no one wants to say, so I'll say it for them. Black people commit a lot of crimes. A majority of the violent crime committed in the United States is committed by a small percentage of people, and they tend to be black men. Look, the reality is the reality. People don't want to say it, but the political correctness and being nice and not wanting to tell the truth is precisely this problem. And the reason why you're seeing all the support for Metcalf and Shiloh, etc., is because white people have not been able to step up and say what they want to say for a very long time.
That's mind-boggling to me for multiple reasons. I mean, we're talking about bad behavior. You know, we've never lynched you, we've never enslaved you, we've never done any of the deep-seated structural forms of injustice to white people that white people have done to black people, and yet to claim some kind of moral superiority in the midst of, and again, in the context of a conversation where a white woman is calling a 5-year-old autistic child the N-word, and we're talking about black people's bad behavior. This is absurd. And the idea of fighting fire with fire, again, is a dishonest argument. Just to take us back to the point here, the people who are supporting Carmelo Anthony's campaign believe that he was wrongfully charged, and they're trying to get him legal defense. The people who are defending this woman are saying, yes, we know you called the 5-year-old autistic black child the N-word, and we want more of it. We approve of it. We support it. These are not the same thing. And it's bonkers to me that we couldn't all stand and say, hey, it is wrong to call a 5-year-old autistic black child the N-word. I mean, Myron, let me just ask you that question. I think this is a yes or no.
But they still don't point at why the hoods is like that. They don't really. It's like, I'm gonna get you off of this, but it's like, even Myron, right? Mark Lamont, he's not really saying, bro, who actually is involved with this. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this story about when me and Trev was talking today. I'm gonna get this off. Y'all don't want to hear this. She said I'm getting on her nerve. But check this out. Trev hit me and he was like, yo, you know, I kind of didn't want to stay around black people and all of this. And I'm like, yeah, because they market people that. They got control over the hood. But when he heard my situation, he was like, man, I ain't even know that it was people that had an experience like this. So they market what they want us to know about, and that's how we get it. I gotta get some let me get some real one on. Let me get some. But we was just having a conversation about that. Well, I gotta get my boy Pop. Let me get something more refreshing. One of us to go on. And this is the narrative I'm speaking. Check this out. It's gonna be better. I got
AR-style assault rifle toward the officer. Officials say the
check this out.
Man,
Now listen what he
motherfucker
said.
jumped out, bro, and pointed at my into my they ain't did nothing to him, bro. But as soon as they see somebody else, you know, blacks or whatever case may be, like I say, you gotta look at it like this, y'all the one that raised these black kids this way. You can't blame these parents, bro. You can blame them but so much, but when you got parents going to work trying to make a living, which makes y'all have our children longer than we have them, and y'all brainwash them.
This is how you gotta talk. This the real gospel. They they program us, and then when they see how we acting, they want to point at the low hanging fruit.
You got to think, bro. I keep trying to tell people, man, you can't always put this on people, man. This shit is ran strategically when you sit down, you break it down, and you look at it. The mom and dad is going out to make a living. If the dad is even in the house, okay, because they tamper with that too. I told y'all go look at the man in the house rule or the man in the house law. It's gonna blow your mind, and that'll tell you where it stemmed from. Why men ain't in the house today, but the parents are going to make a living because y'all got us paying bills every fucking 30 days. That leaves the child unattended or going to these schools and putting these systems to where they brainwash our children. Then when the children get home, they put shit on the internet, right? They put stuff on the news, they put stuff in movies and all type of stuff, bro. Stuff we don't even know about. Stuff we can't see, right? When you talk about nanotechnology, you talk about chemtrails and all this shit, how this shit get into your body, all these heavy metals, and they control you literally. You're like walking Wi-Fi. And at some point, they can control your mood swings. Some people walk around have
listen. I test water in the hood. Is lead in the water, bro. It's stuff in the water, so it's a whole programming that's going on that we ain't even. Our mind ain't even big enough to really understand everything.
Headaches, migraines, thinking about stuff they don't know what it is. Man, I've gotten so many calls, emails, you name it, of people being stalked. Go look up what gang stalking is, bro. I know I'm getting a little off topic, but go look at what gang stalking is. It's gonna blow your mind. But it's people out there going through this shit. So what I'm saying is this, bro. This is a corrupted ass society. And okay, I told y'all I was gonna start dropping some more stuff. What y'all gotta understand is this, right? From a Jewish standpoint, when you look at Jewish witchcraft, right?
Yeah.
A lot of this it evolves around the cabal. And I know, man, I know a lot of y'all have heard of this, but some of y'all ain't never heard of what the cabal is. Go study that, right? Go look it up. A lot of this stuff I don't like to put on here, bro, because you know how they play. But I'm telling y'all, go look it up for yourself, right? And when you start looking into that stuff, don't be afraid. Once you start looking into that stuff, you'll start unlocking a lot of things. Okay, things that they're gonna keep feeding us bullshit ass Louis, Gucci, and all this old bullshit designer. They're gonna keep feeding us these sorry ass influencers, actors, and so-called black liberators. We're talking about the Al Sharptons and all them suckers. They're gonna keep feeding us the same BS, dog. Same BS. That's why I say, if we want to make a change, I'm talking about on a massive scale, we need to get our own black network for us TV, and we can start putting together real successful programs, right? Because it's called programs because they program us, right? Let's put some programs on TV that shows how our children should act, right? That shows more black fathers and black families, and you know,
right.
We need our own system, bro. We don't need to. I keep saying that shit, bro. It's like I know I sound like a damn broken record, but it's the truth, bro. It's the truth. We don't need a court, right? If we have any disputes, we can settle them ourselves. We figure out our own ways to settle. That's when you become a man. That's when you become a man. And that's when we can literally control the narrative when it comes to our women. Our women is lost. And it got nothing to do with black men. Our black men is lost. And it got nothing to do with our black women. It's all about the motherfuckers that's running the show, bro. You really don't think the stuff they put in front of us controls us. If I put apples and oranges in front of you for your whole life, you don't know nothing about the pears. You know nothing about oranges, sugar cane, sour sops. You know nothing. All you know is what I put in front of you. And that's how you got to see this world. If they put in front of you children running around rapping about doing this and that to each other, what the fuck do you expect? If they keep showing us women being thoughts, shaking their ass and putting it, what do you expect? All we're gonna do is point fingers at what we could see. We cannot see the CEO of motherfucking Universal, right? I think it's the LaGrange, LaGrange, whatever.
Yeah, we
family.
can start calling names out
Right?
now, bro. Forget it. We ain't
Big Jewish men. You don't know the CEOs
calling
that's
names
behind
now.
Hollywood that's putting this shit out here. You don't know the CEO behind Fox News, right? You don't know these people, so you can't point your finger at these people. But these are the people that's injecting us with the bullshit. You got to understand that. You want to solve a problem, you got to figure out the problem. Can you solve it? You don't know the problem. You think that black woman, because she's showing her ass and shaking her butt, you think she the problem? Who programmed her to do that? We're all programmed to do something. And then we try to say, well, it's up to you.
Like I'm saying, bro, I don't have no respect for nobody who pointing at low-hanging fruit. I don't want to hear from you. You don't know what's going on. You got no common sense, knowledge, and street awareness. Or you either doing it on purpose. We don't want to hear from nobody that's not trying to point at the owners and people that's involved, that's controlling this system. And that's what everybody is doing on the internet. It's a few of us that's real, that's understanding this, but pretty much everybody else, they're pointing at black people.
It's up to you, bro. You got to understand, dog. Majority of people, 90% of people or more, they don't think on a high level, right? And when I say high level, some people just, they can't comprehend a lot of things, bro. You can't blame these people, bro. They just programmed to do that shit. I guarantee you, dog, if on social media they show more older, and when I say older, I'm not talking about 80 years old. I'm talking about older, 30s, 40s, women acting presentable, being rewarded for acting presentable, being rewarded for showing and teaching the younger females how to act accordingly. We don't own these social media networks. We don't own these TV stations. So when they show shit on TV, they painting a picture. Just like what I did yesterday with the GoFundMe. They showing you that, nigga, we don't fuck with y'all. Even though these other racist motherfuckers, they raised 300 and 400 and 500,000. One motherfucker raised 3.3 million on some racist shit. Them big got rich in the process and ain't got no type of jail time or nothing. These people showing you in your face, nigga, we don't give a fuck about you. We're painting the picture that we still run shit, y'all don't. Look at all this ICE shit going on. They want to show you this shit. A lot of times, this shit, they be actors. Acting. So when they acting, they make it, they just trying to paint that picture in your head. Like, nigga, we run this shit. Look how we running up on these people. Nigga, God ain't got nothing to do with this, nigga. We gonna run up on your ass. We gonna, bitch, you gone. If you ain't got your papers right, blah, blah, blah. And now they got Donald Trump he could deport Americans. If you was born here, he could deport you. Where? I don't know. But he could deport you. And guess who signed off on it? It wasn't you. Well, I say y'all got to be out y'all motherfucking mind to you go vote for a president. Boy, you're crazy, boy. All you might well do is turn around and toot up. No disrespect. Toot up and let them ram you right in your ass. Because that's exactly what they're going to do. You out your mind, bro, if you keep playing that go vote for a president thinking you finna change the world game. Man, you done lost your motherfucking mind. You crazy, man, if you think that. So what I'm saying is this, dog. I wouldn't be surprised if that was some BS that they trying to paint up. I wouldn't be because that's how they play, right? If he was black, y'all know what time it is. See, they trained you. I ain't even had to finish that. Most people gonna say in the comments, if he was black, why would you say that? Because you programmed to see and know what the fuck they gonna do. They program you to think that way. And this shit makes certain white people think they're above the law because it programs them to think they're gonna get away with certain shit. And they do, it's white privilege. But they train in both sides. If that was a black person, what would have happened. We all know because they done trained us. And niggas like Al Sharpton gonna come get with the family, gonna take some photo ops. He gonna march, hold hands, and that's it. See, we should have got rid of niggas like him a long time ago. That nigga came out and said he was an FBI snitch. Go look it up. The fat Al Sharpton. He said it. That bitch was a rat. That's why I say we need our own everything. We don't need these people to govern us. Let's become men, and we have to do it together, right? Let's get black TV stations, radio stations. Yeah, they're gonna come with the red tape, but the more of us that come together, we'll make them jump off their shit. I guarantee you, if black people start coming together, start owning shit.
And that's what we try to do on my group, y'all. I'm trying to get people to come together, really make moves, and start owning stuff in the community and putting our people on in position. That's the only way it's gonna work. We can't keep saying we just, we got to be the ones. It's up to us. Shout out to Papa Duck, man.
The motherfuckers at the top, they'll start turning on each other because, they don't have a soul, bro. They don't give a fuck. They'll start turning on each other.
And Papa Duck from Belle Glade, his community is like my community. I'm from Harlem and Bride. It's not too far. We probably like some miles away. But his community is like that from where I came up. It's like people sticking together, people doing things and really. So it's a different, he see things different than people that, that probably come from a community that's different. Let me let them cook.
Families been together for centuries, turn on each other and try to side with whoever in control. Why everybody got to be in control? Why we can't just live together, bro? Why we can't just live on one planet, bro? Don't lie to us about religion. That shit don't make no sense. Don't stop lying to us about religion. Stop lying to us about our food, right? Everything God put here for us to use. Start tampering with it, right? Like these people done fuck the globe up, man. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. But anyway, man, I didn't want to make this video that long, man. I be getting my motherfucker feeling behind this shit. You feel me? Cause I just feel like, bitch, we ain't asked for none of this. Bitch, I ain't asked for no social security number, none of that. I ain't asked for none of that, dog. And them folk done really ran a number on us, dog. Our one only life, man. Them folk done run us out like a mop, man. We'll never get to experience the full potential of life, man, because these people done put all this scarcity into us. You know what I'm saying? Got this color fighting against that color. Got niggas scared of this, you scared of that. You can't buy this, you can't go over there, you can't go here. Man, fuck all that, man. I'm tired of that shit. Anyway, man, I ain't gonna make this video that long, man. I'm just gonna tell you, like, comment, subscribe, man. You already know, man. Put your comments on the bottom of this video. This is a community where we learn from each other. Any information you want out there, man, don't hold back, okay? Drop it on the comments. And like I say, man, I tell you all the time, all these videos are sponsored by ubuntuapparel.com. You know what I'm saying? But listen, just think about what I'm saying, man. Y'all can start hearing my frustration. Don't forget, man, go study the Cabal, the Jewish witchcraft, the Cabal, okay? When you're going to start breaking stuff down, and hopefully that leads to other things. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be dropping little nuggets. Some of that's just, you got to just pick up on it, because like I say, you know how they listening, and you got to pick up on it and go a step further. And when you start learning stuff, just pitch it down. Let other people learn. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, dog. So at the end of the day, let's learn from each other, man, and hopefully, man, we could be in a better space. You know what I'm saying? But we have to do it ourselves. Ain't nobody coming out of the sky doing all that. That's fairy tale. That's not gonna happen, bro. But anyway, man, it's your boy Papa Duck. Like I tell y'all all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. I love y'all, and I get with y'all.
So shout out to Papa Duck, man. They're holding it down for us. But yeah, that's why we got to make moves, man. We got to be, come together, just like he said, and get the community out, because they're gonna keep pushing this propaganda on us heavy. They pushing heavy propaganda on the community, and we can't do nothing but take it and figure out where we're gonna go from here. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Command C. So yeah, man, what y'all think about so you're right, Ray said it's a perfect time to be alive, man. I seen you call up. Okay, damn, let me get the phones up. Yeah, man, I want to open the calls up because we got to start making some moves, man. Financial, we got to start making some financial moves. Shout out to Tania Carter. But we got to start putting it together. You got people like Papa Duck. We got people out here trying to give us the game. We got to get the game, put it together, and give it back. Give back that corporate documents. If we all did that and created our own constitution, enough said. Y'all don't know, we can walk away from everything. Nothing is keeping you from doing so. Go back to how the indigenous move. We can create a system like the people. Yeah, we got to create that system. It's up to us, man. It's up to us. But I think we got a good group of people, man, that's really down to doing it. So it's just about coming together, putting all our stuff together, and making sure we're accountable and make it happen. I want to meet up with everybody too. I'm trying to get a good time to get everybody on the on Discord so we could talk about what's next, what moves we can make. So if y'all ain't in the Discord group, get in the Discord group, because I'm trying to put everybody together and understand it's about 25 of us right now. So that's enough, man. I'm proud of people just taking that initiative. Just taking that step that's big to me. Just being like, you know what, I'm finna get with a group of people, we finna do this. That's a big step, bro. So y'all call in, man. We're gonna let's talk about some money coming together. Now we're gonna get into the finance a little bit before we hit out. But definitely, the more we wake up and come together, the harder they will come. Definitely, but we with all of that. We gotta be ready for that. Like, a saying that my dad used to say this, but he'll rather live on his he'll rather die on his feet than live on his knees. So I'd rather go out trying to do something, and I don't care how much they coming, because I feel like we living in a time now that they trying to do it through programming. And once we break that unprogramming, they not used to it like back in the day. They done got so comfortable with us not doing stuff that they probably don't even know how to defend it right now. My grandfather said that. For real. So they probably don't even know how to defend us. You know what I'm saying? Once we get something popping, like we giving them, I don't want to give them no credit or no more power than what they think they got, because they probably don't really got nothing but the people that's out here cheerleading for them. Other than that, they probably weak as whatever, but we don't really know. So I want to find out. I'm eager to find out. But for real, I'm ready to make that happen. I want to see what that real fight is about. Because that's what our ancestors was about, real fights, But I get mad when people try to point at the hood and point at black people in impoverished situations. It just angers me. It makes me real, upset. But until we do something about it and we coming together and we putting our plans together and plays together, that's what it's all about. When it comes to the indigenous route, people are scared to live outside. They too comfortable with going to work and having a house. That's what I'm saying. We too comfortable with like not coming together, not, doing stuff. But I feel like they can't really defend it, in my opinion. I feel like if we do some stuff, it's harder for them to defend it like it was for them back in the days. with social media and everything. So Papa Duck be giving me hope. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the brothers that be on here be giving me hope, bro. Like, we got something going. He feel what I feel. I be feeling the same way. But yeah, y'all, we gonna make it happen. We need to put them ideas together. But yeah, man, y'all call in before we I want to accept some calls. You know, we got it going on. But yeah, it's up to us. I'm finna come out with them shirts too, man. Up to us. It's up to us only. But there's so much land that's unclaimed in the United States. Yeah. What do they call that when people come together and put their resources together? It's like something funding or can't think of the name of it, but it's when like people put their resources together, put their money pooling and do things with the land. But like I said, man, it's opportunities, man, in a lot of cities that we can start with the finance. That I got some plans, I got some plays that we can make. Shout out to you, Avatar, with that pool play. But you know, my guys like that. We just finished the job on that, and that's good. Anything got to do with water, it's like we own it. But it's so much, our minds is so, we have so much as far as ideas and things that we can do to do so much big stuff, bro. Y'all don't understand. Like that, you put your channel under microscope. Yeah, I do. Talking about that finance. But I'm gonna be giving out more on the Discord, man. So y'all make sure y'all trying to get privately. I want to meet up. So I got some things I want to be like hitting that in different cities and different areas. I was talking to Carrie about that. I kind of want to like have different functions that I want to be attending in different states and different little areas where we can kind of try to meet everybody at. And it could be kind of pushing my stuff, but then we can kind of all kind of try to meet and do some networking and get something going. So I ain't gonna say too much. I know Mickey don't like me saying too much, but y'all make sure y'all tap in on the Discord. I'm gonna be putting some stuff in there. But yeah. Okay, we got Doge in, the money man himself. Doge, what's up, brother? What's good with you?
What's popping, Water God?
What's good,
How you
man?
been?
I've been good, man. Trying to make it happen. You heard?
It's a beautiful Saturday.
Yeah. So how you feel about this show, man? Give me some of your highlights and what you want to bring about, about this show and everything that, took place.
Well, I mean, I did find it very interesting that from the Jasmine Crockett interview where she's wearing that skirt and she's discussing the amateur leagues of the political arena,
right?
How the selection process, the training, the vernacular, and of the DNC, and it's just like, okay, one person's stepping out. One of y'all ladies are gonna be the next up and coming to replace. You understand?
Yeah.
And that lineage goes towards sorority as well, as very sorority based.
Yeah.
And I do think that's just the way of hierarchy, chain of command. So I don't find that out of reach. However, it's when there's nothing really being offered. I do have a problem with that.
Right.
And there's nothing being offered on that side of the party. Yet they continue to call our names, saying, come to the front of the congregation and vote. So
exactly.
They have nothing. Always nothing burgers. Just a bunch of small talk.
So what's the biggest difference you think between Kia Duggins and Jasmine Crockett? Like, what do you see that, from that video and what you seen from them talk? What's the biggest difference in your opinion?
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a great question. Well, first of all, it was Kia.
Yeah, Kia.
That's right. Yes, gone too soon. Very attractive young lady. Probably the potential was still unmet, but you can see it as you watch it. And I'm speaking on the potential of the DNC. They had someone, and it seemed like her intellectual property, her IP, was hijacked because at the very end of Kamala Harris's run for presidential campaign in 2024, she was speaking on what she's going to do specifically for Black men. And it almost sounded like that Princess Project almost.
Right.
And it just like, so they all on the same stuff. It was only a matter of time before Kia gets on something like that. Now, Jasmine Crockett, I've been seeing her traction, and she has definitely leveled up as I study and observe. She has leveled up her visibility and her vocals. It's between her and who was the other one, the hood mayor, the hot girl, city girl mayor.
Yeah.
I forgot though.
Tiffany Head.
Sometimes I couldn't tell who's who.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's just like this. She, Jasmine happened to, turn it up a little bit, but not go overboard. But now, since the election and President Trump won successfully, it seems that the new initiative of the left is to become very radicalized with no apologies. And this is where they're talking about we finna fight dirty. They don't care. You can hear this from people who vote DNC. They are praying for pew-pewing and all type of stuff, and this is all bad.
Right.
Yeah. And this is what they have. So they're trying to create, I believe, a manufacture and roll out soon some type of abolitionist, people of color, all-inclusive, intersex party trying to free up illegals.
Yeah.
There's going to be some weird stuff like that.
I feel you. Man. So
shout out to the mothers.
Yeah, man, it's about to be.
Because I always put out an indicator when I study behavior. And having a background in the paralegal thing, looking at research, and just investigative stuff. One of my biggest pet peeves is the behavior, and I see a habitual behavior pattern. And so I always look at the indicators, especially the physical indicators, such as dress code, environment, all the above, and comparative studies. And they, a lot of times, they wear suit pants. They have no children. These are like prerequisites.
Right. Yeah.
In order to be successful. No children. And just look at the statue woman and then who it could be. The mockery. It could be of the New York AG, right? The Attorney General, Letitia. Look at her. That's one.
Not
Look at
married.
Jasmine Crockett, that's 2.
Yeah.
Look at Kamala Harris, that's 3.
Mm-hmm.
We could keep going, and if everybody's gonna keep on saying these people are from our lineage just because they may have been born here,
Right.
that's not how it goes. You gotta walk and talk and live it too.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. That same, like the.
But shout out to the mamas.
Yeah.
Because I want to give a big shout out to the women who are proud of their motherhood and coming to a full-grown motherhood. And when I speak on this, the maternal instincts of a mother and the women that I have just mentioned, they don't have that. Now, the maternal instincts of a mother should represent like Maya, where the word comes from, Maya, her. And there's one thing that people may not realize in the process of pregnancy. It's the triple stages of darkness. Triple stages of darkness, there's 3 things that people really don't see ever, and it's not detectable to the naked eye. 1 being the conception and fertilization of the egg. When the sperm cell yolks up with the egg that is now fertilized. No one ever sees that with the naked eye. 2, the quickening, the beginning of the rotation of the fetus in the womb. No one ever sees the beginning of that with the naked eye. And 3, the lightning, the final tumble, where the fetus is now tumbled forward with its head first, coming out the womb, the pelvic is getting ready for the labor. No one ever sees that.
Right.
And so this process of what these women are talking about, they're talking pure eugenics, KK eugenics, these DNC shills. They're talking about reproductive health care. These are colorful marketed words for get an abortion. And these women are advocating women to start twerking on cars. And no, I don't have any love for the hood. That's propaganda. You're pumping poverty. Why is it so attractive, the poverty? Why the poverty, the crime? That's spiritual poverty.
Right.
There's 2 ghettos, one in the mind and the other physical.
Right.
You can take me out the hood, but you can't what? Take the hood out of me.
Yeah.
So we have these people who've been doing this for like 30 years, like a Snoop Doggy Dogg. He's been successfully married the whole entire time, put his kids through college and school. Tupac is the only rapper who came out the gate saying, listen, I'm a high school graduate. Majority of these rappers went to college, high school graduates, but they keep up the shenanigans. It's part of the acting stuff. And the entertainment stuff is so deep. A lot of our people are just so hypnotized to the program.
Yeah.
We eat the wrong foods and the right foods. The right foods can be digested through the mind. The wrong foods can be digested also through the mind. When a mama says, hot, hot, the baby knows. Baby doesn't know what hot yet is, but it learns. And so we are sitting at the television set, sitting with these smart devices, becoming dumb.
Yeah.
Don't believe all the propaganda out there.
Right. They
Television tells lies to our vision and programs.
Yeah.
North, east, west, and south news. The television tells lies to our vision. North, east, west, and south.
That's deep.
So I'm gonna hang up. But also, shout out to the fathers.
Yeah.
The real fathers who fat her womb up with the seeds. Fat her father, fat her womb up.
Yeah.
With the seed and plant that seed. The real seed planters who are there We haven't abandoned. They know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. Be fruitful, multiply.
For real.
And we gotta understand this is a home thing. We teach something totally different in our homes than what the dominant society teaches.
That's it. That's it. We just gotta flip the script.
We teach our seeds, hey, you can't do that a lot of times. Why can't I do that? A lot of children in the beginning, they think they're invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why can't I do that? Why can't I jump off the desk at school like this? Why can't I? Because, you know, they teach something totally different in their house. So they go outside, kill a deer. They see this was about why we gotta kill the deer, you know, like, and they explain something that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They teach that they're all powerful.
Yeah,
the law works for them.
Yep. We gotta start teaching. We gotta start teaching different. Right.
Definitely. That's why we're moving away from the DNC.
Yeah.
Altogether. Because we put our support in it. It's just like Pulaski, Tennessee, where the KKK supposedly was founded.
Yeah.
All these Confederate states at one point were all Democratic. See, at one point in 1865, 1868, there was two Americas, and one was called the CSA, the Confederate States of America. It's not talked about as much because only a couple countries outside, like France, had acknowledged it. It was short term. The headquarters was in Mississippi. It had its own president, Dave Jeffries or something, or Jeffrey Davies. But 8 of those states that are Confederate, from Texas to Florida, they're all Democratic. The majority of these states today that are Republican down south, red states, the majority of them had Democratic governors.
Right.
Each and every one of them had a majority, from going from the 1800s on back. From the, you know, like, they all had a substantial majority amount of Democratic governors.
Got you. Magic one.
Yeah, the covert racism in the Democratic Party is pitiful.
Yeah, we got to get away.
You can
from
hear the vitriol.
Yeah, we got to get away from that. But definitely.
But I'm neither right nor left. I'm
right.
just an observer, and I do smell it on the right, because you can see how these Sambos keep on talking.
Right.
Like the officers.
Yep.
On the podcast.
Yep.
Come on now, like it's like you can't. They have this magical thinking, like, so you just didn't see all that? Nope, I see black doing it all the time. This is crazy.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Their magical thinking is just as disturbed as what I just spoke about with the DNC. It's like, boom, when you see one of these stepping fetches on either the left or the right, it just blows your mind. Like, whoa, are they playing? Are they just trying to get this money? And it'd be hard.
It'd be hard. I'm be like, I can't understand. They both on two opposite sides, but is neither one of them resonates to me.
This shit, excuse me, for all the children who may listen to this and me, this ship has sailed.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I have to say. But yeah, the right and the left, it's a unique situation. There's a movie called The Labyrinth. It's an old Jim Henson movie. And this little girl goes into some fairy tale world, but there's these two doors, like one is red, one is blue. And they're all saying, which one are you going to choose? You got to go through one door or the other. It's almost like how the brother has mentioned, Race had mentioned about the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
You know, the man behind the curtain is actually a computer. Or, you know, it was tech. He was pushing those levers up and down. But Dorothy, she had to find, the theory with Dorothy is that, yeah, she was in the bathroom. She OD'd. She woke up into the poppy fields. And she was thinking about, she needed courage. She needed a brain. It was all about directions, what you need in life.
For real.
And the author, he was definitely like Luciferian of the book. You know, it's a method of just believe in yourself. That's all you need. And there's people you're going to meet on this road of life. But there are people out here who are trying to control certain things and mislead you on that road of life. But there is no all-knowing and all-powerful person above the ceiling or behind the curtains. It's just you.
Right.
Self-reliance.
Facts, man. Facts. That's why we got to get together and do it. It's up to us. Yeah. Man, I appreciate you,
self-reliance is key. And cooperative economics is about pulling our resources together. You
cooperative, yeah, there you go. Cooperative economics, yeah.
Cooperative economics, you know. We moving like that. It's just the propaganda, the red media, the cabal, these CEOs and these companies. They promote this, kill that inward, whoop them. I'm a smoke them. But you can't say nothing about them. They don't have none of that stuff.
In their communities, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have none of, you can't have that messaging with them. They won't put out musicians with them saying what Kanye is saying.
Right.
That's why Kanye is doing what he's doing right now. And I think Kanye's a clown. I don't agree with it, but I see where he's going at with it.
Yeah.
He's going to come out for music saying these two words. And oh man, this is mind blowing. But the higher ups who have been financing him out in his checks for years, who he has a disagreement with, they would never put that type of content out for their people to consume.
At all.
Eat the wrong foods. They eat kosher foods.
Kosher food. Everything is solidified. They're not gonna do that to their people. You're right.
So kosher music, kosher right foods. It's not kosher when you're saying, man, rip that N-word off, you know? Get him for his money. Pasta and lobsters. Louis Vuitton, go buy that. He a brokey. You know, like this is just, it's straight up it's wicked.
Propaganda, wickedness.
And they feeding and financing their empire off of our pain, off of our trauma.
Yeah.
Where the heavy metal at? Hip hop has replaced all of that.
Yeah.
Has replaced every last music genre.
Yeah. For real. Yep.
You know, so this is the state of where it's at. You got even these kids. Like you got the boy out there in your state. 1-900 Rugrat. You know who that is?
I never heard of him.
He's one of them. He's one of them folks.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of these people coming up out of nowhere. But what I'm saying is that they pumping that stuff now to them. He starts off his song saying, basically where the YC's at. You know, like where the young
white dudes.
Right.
At.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so he's talking straight to them. You gotta Google who he is.
I'm gonna check him out, bro. That's crazy.
And he's from where you from.
That's crazy.
Out that way in Florida. But it's about to get interesting in 2025, just like how Cat Williams would say, things are about to be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta get back to this money.
For real.
This bet is going on and focus on this real quick.
Salute, man.
The
Salute.
entertainment, the sports, the law, the labor, the politics, the religion, the war, the economics.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how Dr. Frances Cress Welsing was saying, R.I.P. rest in power. She was saying there's 9 people activities on Earth, and there's these sectors like law, sex, economics, entertainment, and sex is what our community appears to be infatuated with the most.
Yeah.
Because they see us in a whole representation of the hey, look at him. We in those. We got all this stuff on a sports level. We got all, but you look at it, we might dominate visibly, but we don't have no ownership and power
at all.
And none of these people activities.
For real. Facts, man. Man, William just asked, are you in the Discord?
I just opened up an app just the other day. That's the other night for the first time. I'm about to
yeah, we got a stock.
I've never done one.
Yeah, we got a stocks and crypto,
I have
man.
The Discord app now.
Yeah, I want you to be putting some of that knowledge into that Discord apps when you on, because I'm getting on Monday, and William just asked as you on that, but definitely get on that, man. Get on that so we can wrap some more, man. You be deep with it. Appreciate that.
All right. Drive safe, everyone, this weekend.
For real. Alive. Salute, man. Salute to you, Doge. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Yep.
Later. Man, salute to Doge, man. He was cooking tonight, boy. He was cooking tonight. Dang, he was cooking. But yeah, I seen what Racehead you were saying about the that you could still see the fetus and the sperm through a camera, but I think he said with the naked eye. But yeah, he gonna get on that Discord. But it's crazy that the 9 months, the power of that number 9, the baby stays in the womb for 9 months. That number 9 is just so, the 9th finger, the wedding ring is on. It's like that number 9 is deep, bro. So that's something that yeah, man. Respect the Racehead, man. Respect to everybody, man. This was a good one, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all make sure y'all, if y'all haven't, I wanted to get with everybody, probably after Mother's Day, man. We gonna rap and see what we could do, put some stuff together. Got Mickey. I gotta get with you, Mickey, and Nikki P. Shout out to Nikki P, man. She had a play for me, just for each community. So, man, over here we the movers and shakers. So make sure y'all tap in with us. We're going live. Probably not gonna go live tomorrow. Probably gonna go live on Monday. It's Mother's Day. You put completion. For real. That's what that 9 mean, right? So, man, y'all know on here, man, we talk deep, always help wealth and a better understanding of self. Tap in. We love to put our ideas together in situations that we trying to grow and get, it's up to us. So I feel like we the people that's gonna make change. 9. And that you said that 3, 2, 4, 5. I was about to say that added up to 9. But listen, I appreciate y'all for tapping in for this show, man. We're gonna have it. Y'all know we always keep it going. Make sure y'all smash that like button too. Push me on the algorithm. And we're gonna catch y'all on the next one. Might do one tomorrow. We're gonna see how tomorrow fare out. But it's Mother's Day. Want to do something to salute the mothers, but probably want to be more around. So make sure y'all hit that like button, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love, family. Y'all join that Discord, man, and let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Peace and love.